Hello, 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 and welcome to week 6. This week we are going over chapters 11 and 12. We're pretty much midway through the term. We have 5 weeks behind us, 5 weeks ahead of us. So it's going fast. It started a little slow, I think. Maybe it's just because I don't like winter. But we are in week 6. We are moving right along. My favorite question, what are you taking over from last week into this week? What are you taking over from week 5 and the previous weeks into week 6 and forward? Personally, professionally, or academically, I'd love you to reach out and share with me. But this week we're talking about finding the strategic route forward from knowledge, learning, and networks. And that's chapter 11. And some of the learning outcomes are explore the meaning of knowledge strategy, decide the extent in which a learning-based strategy is needed as part of your organization's process, explain the two main elements of the network-based route forward, explain why format wars matter for a high technology company, and plot the main ways to develop cooperation strategies between companies. Okay, so we're looking at the knowledge. We're looking at knowledge, learning, and networks this week. Going through some parts of the chapter. Knowledge itself, its strategic origins and definition. Knowledge can be a strategic competitive advantage, a strategic advantage. So we're going to be really focusing on that this week. Learning-based strategy, the role of learning in an organization. Do you work for a learning organization? So we're going to be talking about that, the relationship of learning with knowledge, the and contributions from some of the theorists that have focused upon knowledge in a strategic learning, knowledge within an organization. How groups can learn better. Because individuals can learn one way, but a group, you have to sometimes mix that up, as you know I do with the classes. I tell you, you have your textbook to read, but there's also supplemental materials in resources. And that could be a video, because maybe reading the book is not your way of learning. So when you are working with a group, it can be a lot different. Harder. Some might say easier. What are your thoughts? Let's see what else. Improving an organization's ability to learn. If you're not a learning organization already, what can you do to maybe make it a learning organization? Make sure as you're going through the book that when you get to the back, it kind of looks like you might be done, that you keep going on. I'm sorry, excuse me. I think I mentioned that before. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Cooperation-based strategies. Types of cooperation. Benefits of a cooperative strategy. What are your thoughts? Do you want to cooperate with other organizations? Some people will be like, no, I cannot risk my competitive advantage. Because if knowledge is your competitive advantage, if you share that with other organizations, are you giving them your knowledge, your competitive advantage? Managing the risks of cooperative strategies. So please, again, make sure when you get to the back that you're going over the summary. There's a nice summary at the end of each chapter. There's some questions back there that you are not assigned throughout the week, but read over them, and could you answer those questions? Like I said, make sure when you get to the back that you're going through the whole chapter. There's a whole section, further readings, notes and references. When you are answering the writing assignment, when you're doing the writing assignments or in our discussions, this can be a place where you can get additional information to support what we are discussing this week. So do the research through the library to get those peer reviewed, but look where the authors of this textbook are getting their information also. That is your chapter 11. Chapter 12, organization structure, style, and people issues. Learning objectives. Evaluate critically the arguments that strategy and structure have a more complex relationship than suggested by earlier strategists. Understand the basic principles involved in designing the structure of an organization. Outline the 6 main types of organizational structure. That might be something you remember from your undergrad days. I know I teach that in some classes, so perhaps that's something you're familiar with. Explain the formal organization needed to motivate staff and implement the chosen strategies. Oh, I'm so sorry. So yes, we're going to be talking about the organization. How is your organization structured? Are you aware of how your organization is structured? There's going to be some examples in the text, but talk within your organization and see how it is structured. Managing the complexity of a strategic change. Specific criticisms of strategy before structure. Implications of strategy and structure being interlinked. So there's definitely, we're still, of course, it's still strategic related, but we're talking about the structure of an organization in this chapter and how they can align. Is your structure sufficient for a strategic change, for the strategic plan that you are working on right now? And consistency with mission and objectives. So there's definitely a lot going on in this chapter, but I think you're going to enjoy it. Consequences from employment and morale. We're going to talk about, as I mentioned, motivation, culture, organizational culture. So you're going to be touching on that again. Again, type of organizational structure. Is it function structure, or is it division structure? Is it a matrix structure? If you have an international component, how does that international component fit in there? Geographic structure, all these different things we're really going to be touching on in this particular chapter. Motivation, again, we're going to be talking about motivation, reward systems, staff appraisals, different things along those lines. So this chapter kind of covers, again, organizational structure, style, and people issues. They're all interconnected, but it might seem like it's going a little all over the place. But I really think you're going to enjoy this. Again, in the back of the book, further readings and notes and references. Use them for our discussion. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Use them for our discussions. Use them for your writing assignments. Again, do the peer-reviewed research within the library. Go to our materials and resources section, but make sure you're utilizing the back of the book here. Okay? Got some good resources back here for you. Reach out to me. Let me know how I can help. Again, 5 weeks are behind us, but we still have 5 to go after this week. Let me know how I can help. If you have been completing the surveys, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If you haven't and you would start, that would be awesome. Let me know. Reach out to me. Tell me, again, what you're taking from the past 5 weeks into week 6, 7, 8, and forward into your life, personally, professionally, and academically. And let me know how I can help you in any way. And I hope you have a fantastic week 6.